Thank you very much, Chairperson. And in the interest of time, if I may just say, all protocols observed. Malawi has the honor to take the floor to share the experience on the status of cervical cancer. In fact, we probably have one of the highest cervical cancer rates in the world. Cervical cancer is the commonest cancer in women in Malawi, accounting for 45% of all cancers in women. There are over 2,600 new cases of this cancer every year, and over 1,620 women die of this cancer every year. So that's approximately 4 to 5 women dying every day. If nothing is done, the number will increase to 60% by 2025. In Malawi, women aged between 15 and 49 are at risk. And I'm happy to report that 52,000 women of reproductive age went for cervical cancer screening in 2016. But unfortunately, Malawi still ranks top on the globe for cervical cancer at 75.9 per 100,000 women. We have achieved a great deal with regards to the 1990 on HIV, and we're also focusing our attention on HIV prevention strategies such as VMMC, upscaling the use of condoms, and of course the adolescent girls and young women strategy. Malawi introduced the HPV vaccine on a pilot basis in 2 districts of Zomba and Rumpi, where girls between the age of 9 and 13 years, both in and out of school, were vaccinated in 2013. This was done with the aim of protecting these girls from acquiring the HPV virus. I'm happy to report that the vaccines will be rolled out to the whole country by January next year, and this is with the support of Gavi and partners. We also introduced, as I mentioned earlier, male medical circumcision with the aim of reducing the risk of spreading the HPV virus to women. We have a screening protocol in place, which also involves the screening of HIV positive women every year, and this is done quite on a regular basis. We are also in the process of improving our capacity within a government to provide to providers to be trained on how to screen women, and refresher courses are being conducted as well. We've also upscaled our community awareness. Messages on cervical cancer are being conducted in the communities together with implementing partners. In fact, the First Lady of Malawi, Professor Gertrude Mutharika, is a champion for the initiative, so it really has high-level political support. And of course, we have a treatment regime in place. I want to talk about the future plans. Malawi will roll out, as I mentioned earlier, the National HPV Vaccine Program in January 2019 with the support of Gavi. We're also finalizing the National Cancer Strategic Plan with the support from IAEA, and this is currently in process. And we're also constructing our first National Cancer Center, and this is in progress, and we hope this will be open before the end of this year. And training of service providers is ongoing to address the shortage of human resources. This, in terms of partnership, this is a whole of government approach, and of course, which requires input from a number of ministries, and of course, support from NGOs, CSOs, and of course, development partners as well. Just critically though, some of the challenges. The issue around price of vaccines is high and not affordable, especially for a country like Malawi. And accessible access is required if we have to achieve universal health coverage. The global demand for HPV vaccine is higher than supply. as there is no production in Africa, and therefore there are late interventions, logistical problems, and treatment initiatives. Inadequate health systems to support such, and the human resources challenges, the supply chain issues are also something that we're currently dealing with in addressing this. And of course, the major problem is delayed diagnosis and treatment that requires energy and of course infrastructures. Thank you for your attention. I was very mindful of the time, and I'm very happy to have been given the opportunity to say a few words. Thank you very much, Chairman.
Thank you, Minister.